Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I just want to welcome everybody to the very first Mayo Clinic MOGAD Patient Summit. It's quite the crowd here. So we're very excited for the day, and I'd like to welcome the people online as well. We've got a lot planned. There's a lot of good information that you're going to hear. We have some great panelists, great sessions. We have good food, family fun. So it should be a really, really, really great day. Before we do get started, though, I did want to say thank you to a bunch of people, actually, that made this day happen. The first being the folks from the Mayo Clinic. We've got Dr. Flanagan, Dr. Chen, and Dr. Pitcock, and their staff, who really made this day possible. And then we've got our sponsors. And we have UCB, Roche, and Genentech. And again, they made this possible for you all to be here and for us to have this great, great venue. And then I want to thank our volunteers. Without you guys, we can't do these kinds of things. And of course, the MOG staff, we're a volunteer organization, 100%. And you guys really, really put in a big effort, and I can't thank you enough. And then finally, I do want to call out one person, and that person is Jim Broutman, where's Jim? Is he here? Jim? Well, you're gonna see him. He's the guy with the sunglasses. Anyway, he's our chief media officer, as well as one of our board members. And everything you see here is through his hard work. And he put his heart and soul into this event today. So let's give Jim a round of applause. So I'm just going to briefly go through our story. I don't know if you all know how we got started. We started in 2017, and it was when Julia here, she's my sister, was diagnosed with MOGAD. And she was sitting around the kitchen table, really upset because there was absolutely no information out there. You have this rare disease, you don't know anybody else with it, you don't know what it is, what to expect, et cetera, et cetera. So they were saying, well, how can we change this? And they actually wanted to do, they wanted to do bake sales and car washes, and I'm like, I don't think so. So she called me up and she says, hey, let's do something here. And I said, well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it big. And we did. So 2017, we started, and we were looking for other patients. We were raising awareness about the disease. We were pulling together as much information and studies as we could. And it was really about awareness and education. And in 2021, we applied for our 501c3 status, meaning nonprofit. And we received that in, I think it was January of 2021. So here we are today in 2025. We've come a long way, baby, if you're old enough to remember that. But you know, our mission has also expanded. Not only is it awareness, but it's an education. It's education of the patients, but also other doctors, caregivers, kids, everybody. Also, we started a grant program. So we were able to, this is our second year, supplying grants to researchers. We just are getting ready to announce the 2 that we awarded this year. We awarded 3 actually last year. So that was very exciting for us. The other thing that we put in place was really building the community and connecting you all together. You can't hear? Okay. Through support and the support groups. And the feedback we have gotten is phenomenal. And what people were saying is just to be able to talk to someone else that has this. I was lost without knowing anybody, and look at you all here. This is fabulous. The other thing we put in place was started advocating through making change happen And an example of that is what we did with the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and getting the ICD-10 code in there, the insurance code. That was huge. We were buried under another disease. People weren't getting things paid for, and we were able to get that put in place as well. And then the last thing we did, this was kind of an interesting idea, is we put in place regional delegates, because what we were finding is now we weren't within the confines of North America. We were all over. We were in the UK, we were in Australia, we were in Germany, we were everywhere. And what we wanted to do is put people in place that were local, and they were extensions of us. We call them the regional delegates. So in these foreign countries, we actually have places where those people and a person that those people can go to, and they are a representation of us. It's really extending our arm. So we now are officially global and international, and that's been super exciting. So we've done a whole lot more, and I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but we're getting ready. Jim is spearheading a Children's Ambassador program. So that's why we've got the kids outside, and we have a lot of exciting things coming, and I'm not allowed to talk about it because we want it to be a surprise. But it's for the kids, you know. Then the only other thing I really have to say is have a fabulous day. Get to know your neighbor, get to know other people, get involved, take away information. Just have fun and enjoy it and learn. So with that, I think I'm going to turn it over to Julia, and she will, I'm sure, have plenty to say because she talks a lot. But she's going to talk a lot, and then she's going to go through some of the logistics. So here you go.
Thank you, Amy. Everybody give a hand for our president. I am very happy to be here today, and I'm looking around the room, and it's, my goodness, wow. I think that we all needed this and deserved this today. We really did. It's been a long time coming. It's our first, as Amy said, our first inaugural U.S. MOGAD Patient Summit, and this is going to continue with any luck, as much as we can do it. And as Amy said, the MOG project was born out of my illness, and my illness, it doesn't always start in the emergency room. I had terrible fatigue. I couldn't get out of bed for 2 years. Kept going back and forth on disability, dizziness, shakiness, weakness on one side. I just felt like I couldn't breathe at times. It was awful. And I didn't go blind until 2014, while my disease started in about 1999. So it was a long time. Fortunately, I have a great husband, and I took care of our little kids and in-laws that helped, and my parents, and I got through it, but I was really, it was a very hard time for me. And I, believe it or not, going blind was a relief because I knew finally somebody would believe me. I was sent to psych and everything else about it. They said, "You're very healthy." I was like, "I don't think so." But anyway, it happened. And, it wasn't until 2017 that my blood went to Mayo Clinic. And I think there's others, we found others that had MOG. Andrea and Mitchell and James Mitchell had Andrea's blood go over to Mayo Clinic as well, and all of us found out in around 2016, 2017 that we had MOG antibody disease, and that's what the problem was. And I thought that blood work I had done that said I was so healthy, and there it was. I had this smoking gun. I was so excited, actually, despite not being happy about my, what's that? Oh, you got yours earlier in 2013. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, maybe that was at Oxford, or I don't know. They initially, but having that blood test available at the at the Mayo Clinic really helped. And so, we built this organization, like Amy said, and we reached out to others through social media, the power of social media. And we eventually came across Jim Broutman, who was, I have to say, I don't know if he's in the room. He might be wondering about, but he was really not doing well. He was on steroids. He immediately had the wherewithal to connect to the Mayo Clinic, and he really connected. And what came out of that was just how impressed he was with Dr. Pittock and his team, Dr. Chen and Dr. Flanagan, and he actually connected the MOG project to them, and they were wonderful. They actually took us in with open arms and said, yes, this advocacy group is valid, first of all, and we seem to get along. And, they trusted us with this job that we took on to kind of rally MOG patients together and get them in and get them the help they need. And on the other hand, they get the knowledge they need to do their research. And that's the important thing about having an advocacy organization connect to some place like the Mayo Clinic. And it's been wonderful since. And, it turns out they've helped a lot of people. They really have. And, we hope that continues because this is an underserved community. We need the help. But, Jim, after being connected to them, he's the one who said, let's do a patient summit. Let's do a patient day. And they were all for it. They were super excited. Jessica and the crew over there with Dr. Flanagan, Dr. Chen, they just said yes, and they helped get us set up, and Jim took it from there. And all of this is his vision. We hope you have a good time with it. So it just seems that because of the blood test coming here, it was just so fitting that the Mayo Clinic holds our first patient summit. So welcome, everybody. I don't know if we have next slide. I don't have a clicker. Yeah, so, oh, where is it? Oh. I didn't listen to the instructions. Thank you though. So just a little bit of housekeeping. We have some kids here. There's a family zone out there, and we hope that, we envision kids running around everywhere during the talks. If the kids get restless, the family zone's out there. There's lots of stuff to do. There is this special breakout session if you look at your program, it's called Music, Movement, and MOGAD. And it is absolutely fabulous. Dara Riley, who's a certified children's yoga instructor and a music educator, she's a musician herself. She will be performing later at the party, and along with Cody Sylvie, so don't miss that. But she's going to hold this great class. It's for not just kids, but all ages, and it's actually, she's set up around towards the bathroom. You're going to love it. But like Amy said, I want to thank our sponsors, UCB, Roche, and Genentech. I don't know if I could see them over there. They're at their table, and they have booths. Please stop by. Also, the Siegel Rare Neuroimmune Association is here. I believe they'll have some information for you. There are patient brochures out at the registration table. So I hope everybody stays for the party. I'd like to, like I said, thank our volunteers, and especially some of the volunteers that came by, Hannah Greer and her mom. Of course, there's Jim and Jennifer Stewart and her family, the Van Roys, who were sitting out there at the registration table, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. But all the volunteers, let's give them a round of applause. All right. With that, I'm going to introduce the two MCs of this event, and they are fabulous doctors, and we've talked about our relationship with them, but they are the ones that if you've got MOGAD, you need to get over and see. We've got Dr. John Chen and Eoin Flanagan. Come on up here.
Well, thanks so much, Julia, for organizing and the idea for this event, and Jim Brootman. It's been a really spectacular event, and you guys have done all the work. We have not done much at all. So, but our team has, Jessica Sagan and Lisa Romer and Holly and Melissa. Many of our coordinators have been involved in kind of helping coordinate this. So it's a real honor to be able to have this here and to have so many MOGAD patients and their families here. We learn so much from the stories that patients tell us, and over the last few days we've been seeing many of the patients who are flying in from around the country, and just the stories that people tell us we learn from. And then many people participate in research, and I was telling some of the team that some people did some additional imaging this year, and that particular imaging was only 10 patients or so, but that was what got us over the line, and it looks like we'll have funding for $2.5 million for our MOGAD research for another 5 years that we've had. So it's just the small little things can really help us. So each patient gives us who participates in research, we really learn a lot from, and then we're always searching for how we can help better our patients. The motto of the Mayo Clinic, or the primary value, is the needs of the patient come first, and this is why a MOGAD patient day is just so important. And it's great to see so many people and then their families coming too, and the children and all the organization for that is just really fabulous. So we're excited to be here. We're excited with the support from pharmaceutical companies. UCB and Roche and Genentech has been really important, and the other advocacy organizations too. I don't know, John, do you want to say a few things?
I think you really summarized it perfectly. We just couldn't be happier that all of you are here. Again, just had a chance to see a lot of the MOG patients this week that came in for the summit. And it's great. Some of the patients actually said, I've never met another person with MOG. And then here we've got a room full of MOG. I've heard that there's 150 to 200 people here in person, and then virtually about another 150 to 200 people seeing us kind of virtually from around the world. So again, we can't be happier that we get a chance to talk to you. And I think this will be great for everyone. It'll be great. We'll get to talk about some of the updates in MOG research. We get to hear about the patient stories, the caregiver stories in terms of why we come to work every day. Why do we essentially research this disease? Because we want to know more. And it's all coming from you as patients. And again, just can't thank enough the MOG Project, Julia, Amy, Jim Brown, and again, phenomenal group. And then from our end, Jessica Sagan and our whole team. And we have some wonderful fellows here as well who'll be talking about some of the advances in MOG. So just really looking forward today, and then just thank you everyone for coming. We're just so excited.